How is it that you're still standing despite everything they threw your way? They thought they broke you, that you would never recover. They watched, waiting for you to fall apart, expecting you to give up. Yet here you are, not just surviving, but thriving, rising above every setback, every challenge, every attempt to bring you down. It confuses them. They can't figure out how someone who faced so much could still have the strength to smile, to keep moving forward, to stand tall even when the weight of the world seemed too heavy to bear. They don't understand how you are still standing, because they don't understand the source of your power. What they don't realize is that your strength doesn't come from the outside. It doesn't come from what you have or who you know. It comes from within. It comes from knowing who you are, from the fire that burns inside you, a fire that no one can put out. They thought they beat you because they looked at your circumstances, not realizing that circumstances don't define you. They judged your struggle, thinking it meant weakness, never understanding that it was precisely those struggles that made you stronger. They were so focused on your setbacks that they never saw the growth happening behind the scenes. They were too busy counting your losses to realize you were quietly stacking up wins. They're confused because they don't understand the power of resilience. They can't comprehend how you turn pain into purpose, how you use every setback as fuel to keep moving forward. They don't see how every time you were knocked down, you rose with more determination, more courage, and more wisdom. They don't understand because they don't have your vision, your spirit, or your faith. They only see the surface, but they can't see the roots that keep you grounded, the inner strength that keeps you going no matter how strong the storm. They expected you to be defeated, to give up when things got tough. They never imagined you would grow stronger, wiser, and more determined. They underestimated your willpower, not realizing that every challenge only made you more resilient. They can't understand how you keep rising above because they don't know what you carry inside you. They don't know the battles you've fought in silence, the tears you've wiped away when no one was watching, the prayers you whispered in your darkest moments. They don't understand that you're still standing because giving up was never an option for you. They thought they beat you because they measured victory by external standards, money, status, popularity. But you know, victory is about inner strength, about refusing to be defeated no matter how hard life gets. They thought they broke you because they saw your pain but didn't see the healing that was happening inside. They thought they won because they watched you fall but didn't realize you were just gathering strength to rise again. They thought they could define you by your failures, not knowing that every failure was just another lesson, another step on your journey to greatness. They're confused because you don't fit their narrative. You shattered their expectations by refusing to stay down. They don't understand how you're still standing because they don't understand who you are, but you do. You know that your strength comes from something deeper, something unshakable, something that no one can take away. And that is why you are still standing. If you don't realize your power, their judgments will become your prison. If you start to believe their words, their doubts, their attempts to limit you, you will find yourself trapped, unable to break free from the chains of their expectations. They want you to believe that you're not enough because that's how they control you. If you accept their narrative, you will live your life trying to prove yourself to people who don't deserve an explanation. You will bend and break yourself just to fit into a mold that was never meant for you. You will become a shadow of who you truly are, living a life of limitations, fear, and self-doubt. But the cost is even greater than that. If you don't see your strength, you'll keep giving others the power to define you. You'll believe that your worth depends on their approval, their validation, their acceptance. You'll keep chasing love, success, and happiness outside yourself, never realizing that it was always within you. You'll allow them to dictate your value, and in doing so, you'll give them control over your destiny. You'll live in fear of rejection, afraid to be your authentic self because you've been conditioned to believe that who you are is not enough. You'll start playing small, hiding your light just to make others comfortable. You'll silence your voice because you're afraid of being misunderstood or criticized. You'll shrink yourself to avoid standing out, to avoid drawing attention to your greatness. And by doing so, you'll deny the world the gift of your presence, your vision, your uniqueness. You'll betray your own soul just to satisfy people who never cared about your happiness in the first place. The consequences are even more devastating when you internalize their doubts. You'll start to see yourself through their eyes, doubting your abilities, your dreams, your purpose. You'll question your worth and your potential, believing that you don't have what it takes to succeed. You'll sabotage your own growth because you've been programmed to think small, to stay in your place, to never rise above what others expect of you. You'll settle for less than you deserve, convinced that you're not worthy of more. If you don't realize your power, you'll let fear dictate your choices. You'll make decisions based on insecurity instead of confidence, based on doubt instead of faith. You'll give up on your dreams because they seem too big, too risky, too out of reach. You'll abandon your purpose because you're afraid of failure, afraid of judgment, afraid of standing alone. You'll let your potential go to waste because you never gave yourself permission to be great. But perhaps the greatest danger of all is that you'll lose yourself. You'll forget who you are beneath the layers of other people's opinions. You'll lose touch with your own voice, your own desires, your own truth. You'll spend your life trying to please others, trying to meet expectations that were never meant for you. And in the end, you'll look back and realize that you never truly lived because you were too busy trying to be what others wanted you to be. If you don't claim your power, someone else will. They will control your narrative, your destiny, your legacy. They will decide who you are and what you can become. But if you do claim it, nothing can stop you. No judgment, no criticism, no setback can break you, because you'll be standing on the unshakable foundation of your own truth. You are not just another face in the crowd. You are chosen. You are here for a reason, with a purpose that only you can fulfill. But being chosen isn't just about receiving blessings or living a life of ease. It's about carrying a light that shines even in the darkest places. It's about being a beacon of hope, strength, and courage when everything around you seems to be falling apart. It's about rising above circumstances, not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. Being chosen means walking a path that others can't understand. It means being misunderstood, criticized, and even rejected because you don't fit into the box they want to put you in. It means facing challenges that would break most people, but rising above them with grace and resilience. It means carrying burdens that others don't see and fighting battles that others don't know about. It means standing alone, even when it would be easier to follow the crowd. But above all, being chosen means knowing who you are. It means understanding that your identity is not defined by your circumstances, your past, or other people's opinions. It's about embracing your uniqueness, your vision, and your power, even when no one else sees it. It's about standing firm in your truth, no matter how uncomfortable it makes others. And it's about continuing to rise no matter how many times life tries to knock you down. They're confused because they only see what's on the surface. They see your struggles, your setbacks, your moments of doubt, and they think they know your story. They look at your circumstances and assume they understand your journey, but they don't. They don't see the battles you've fought in silence, the tears you've shed when no one was watching, the prayers you whispered in the middle of the night. They don't see the strength it took for you to keep going when giving up would have been easier. They don't see the faith that kept you moving forward, even when the path was dark and uncertain. They're confused because they don't understand the source of your strength. They thought your power came from what you had or who you knew, so they tried to take those things away from you. They tried to break your spirit by attacking your reputation, your resources, your relationships. But they didn't realize that your strength doesn't come from anything external. It comes from within. It comes from a place they can't touch, a place they can't reach, no matter how hard they try. They don't understand that your power comes from knowing who you are, from a faith that is unshakable, from a vision that is too big to be limited by their small-mindedness. They're confused because they don't understand how you keep rising after every fall. They thought the setbacks would break you, that the betrayals would destroy your trust, that the pain would crush your spirit. But instead, you grew stronger. Every time life knocked you down, you stood back up, wiser and more determined than before. Every time someone tried to hurt you, you used that pain as fuel to push forward. Every time they counted you out, you came back stronger, proving them wrong again and again. They're confused because they can't understand how someone who faced so much could still have hope, courage, and faith. They're confused because they don't understand your vision. They see you chasing dreams that seem impossible, reaching for heights they think are out of your reach. They can't understand why you don't just settle for an average life, why you keep pushing the boundaries, why you refuse to be limited by their expectations. They don't see the purpose that drives you, the calling that won't let you rest, the fire that burns inside you. They don't understand that you're not just fighting for yourself, but for everyone who looks up to you, for everyone who needs your light, for everyone who needs to see that it's possible to rise above. They're confused because they don't understand how you keep your peace in the midst of chaos. They see the storms around you and expect you to fall apart, to break under pressure, to lose your mind from the stress. But instead, you remain calm, steady, grounded. They don't understand how you keep your joy when everything seems to be going wrong, how you keep your faith when life is falling apart, how you keep smiling when you have every reason to cry. They don't realize that your peace comes from a place of surrender, from trusting in a higher purpose, from knowing that everything is working out for your good. They're confused because they don't understand the power of grace. They see you forgiving people who hurt you, helping those who betrayed you, loving those who never loved you back. They think you're weak for showing kindness to people who tried to destroy you, but they don't understand that it takes more strength to forgive than to hold a grudge, more power to love than to hate, more courage to let go than to seek revenge. They don't realize that your grace isn't about them. It's about your own healing, your own freedom, your own peace. They're confused because they don't understand that your story is not over. They thought they were watching the end of your journey when they saw you fall, but it was just the beginning. They thought they witnessed your defeat, but they were just seeing the setup for your comeback. They thought they buried you, but they didn't know you were a seed, and now you're growing stronger than ever. They're confused because they don't understand who you are, but they will. One day they will see what you always knew, that you were never meant to be defeated. When you know who you are, the world's opinions lose their power over you. You stop seeking validation from people who don't see your worth, and you stop apologizing for being different. You stop shrinking yourself to fit into boxes that were never meant for you, and you stop dimming your light just to make others comfortable. When you know who you are, you become unstoppable because you're no longer looking outside yourself for acceptance or approval. You realize that your worth isn't determined by anyone else's opinion, but by your own belief in yourself. Knowing who you are means understanding that your identity isn't defined by your past mistakes, failures, or struggles. It's not defined by other people's judgments or criticisms. It's not defined by your circumstances or your setbacks. Your identity is defined by who you choose to be, by the values you stand for, by the vision you have for your life. When you know who you are, you stop letting temporary situations make you doubt your purpose. You stop letting people who don't even know your story make you question your destiny. Knowing who you are gives you the power to walk away from anything that doesn't serve you. It gives you the courage to say no without feeling guilty, to set boundaries without feeling selfish, to stand up for yourself without feeling ashamed. When you know who you are, you don't settle for less than you deserve because you understand your worth. You don't tolerate disrespect because you value your peace. You don't compromise your values because you're confident in your beliefs. You stop chasing people who don't appreciate you because you know that you are enough, just as you are. When you know who you are, you stop being afraid of rejection because you realize that rejection isn't about you. It's about the other person's inability to see your value. You stop fearing failure because you know that failure is just a lesson, not a definition. You stop worrying about what others think because you understand that their opinions don't change your identity. You stop competing with others because you're focused on your own path, your own growth, your own journey. Knowing who you are gives you an unshakable confidence that no one can take away. It gives you the strength to stand alone, even when it would be easier to follow the crowd. It gives you the courage to follow your dreams, even when no one else believes in them. It gives you the power to rise above negativity, criticism, and hate because you know that other people's words can't touch your truth. It gives you the wisdom to recognize who belongs in your life and who doesn't, because you're no longer seeking validation from the wrong places. When you know who you are, you become a force to be reckoned with. You become unmovable, unbreakable, unstoppable. You become a light that shines even in the darkest places because you're no longer afraid of your own greatness. You become a leader, an inspiration, a warrior because you're no longer living in fear of what others think. You walk in purpose, in power, in peace because you're no longer seeking anything outside yourself. You are enough. You are worthy. You are chosen. And when you walk in that truth, nothing and no one can stand in your way. Doubt is the weapon they use to keep you small, to make you question your own worth, to stop you from reaching your full potential. They plant seeds of doubt in your mind, hoping you'll water them with your fears and insecurities. They want you to believe that you're not good enough, that you don't have what it takes, that your dreams are too big and your abilities too small. But the truth is, the only power doubt has is the power you give it. When you believe in their doubts more than you believe in yourself, you give them control over your destiny. But you have the power to break this cycle. It starts by recognizing that doubt is not your own voice. It's the echo of their limitations. They project their fears onto you because they can't see beyond their own boundaries. They tell you what you can't do because they never had the courage to do it themselves. They doubt your vision because they don't have the faith to see it. But just because they are blind to your potential doesn't mean it isn't there. Their inability to see your greatness doesn't make it any less real. To break the cycle of doubt, you must take back your narrative. Stop letting them define who you are or what you're capable of. Stop letting their words shape your self-image or your dreams. Remember, their opinions are just that, opinions, not facts. Their words can't touch your destiny unless you believe them. Refuse to let their doubts take root in your mind. Reject their negativity and replace it with your own truth. Speak affirmations of power, faith, and purpose over your life until doubt has no room to grow. Breaking the cycle of doubt means guarding your mind against negativity. Be careful who you listen to, who you take advice from, and who you allow into your circle. Surround yourself with people who believe in you, who see your potential, who speak life into your dreams. Protect your vision from those who can't see it. Don't waste your energy trying to convince them or seeking their approval. Focus on your purpose, your journey, your growth. You don't need their validation because your purpose was never meant to be understood by them. To break the cycle of doubt, you must also take action in faith. Don't wait for the fear to disappear or for the doubts to go away. Move forward even when you're scared. Take the next step even when you're unsure. Faith isn't the absence of doubt, it's the courage to keep moving despite it. Prove your doubts wrong by taking action. Every step you take weakens their hold on you. Every victory, no matter how small, shatters the illusion of their power. You break the cycle by doing what they said you couldn't do, by achieving what they said was impossible, by becoming who they said you could never be. Most importantly, breaking the cycle of doubt means remembering who you are. You are not defined by their limitations, their judgments, or their expectations. You are defined by your Creator, by your purpose, by your own truth. You are powerful beyond measure, capable beyond imagination, worthy beyond question. Doubt is just a shadow that cannot exist where there is light. Shine your light so brightly that doubt has no place to hide. Adversity is the fire that forges strength. Every struggle, every setback, every painful experience you faced has been shaping you, molding you, preparing you for greatness. Adversity is not a punishment, it's a training ground. It teaches you resilience, patience, and courage. It reveals your true strength, showing you what you're capable of when everything is on the line. It strips away the superficial, forcing you to dig deeper, to find strength you never knew you had. It refines you, just as fire refines gold, burning away the impurities to reveal the brilliance within. They thought adversity would break you. They watched as you went through pain, as you lost things you thought you couldn't live without, as you faced trials that seemed insurmountable. They expected you to give up, to fall apart, to become bitter and defeated, but instead, you turned your pain into purpose. You used every hardship as fuel to rise higher. You took every setback as a lesson, every loss as a blessing in disguise. You learned to see beyond the pain, to find meaning in the struggle, to grow from the very experiences that were meant to destroy you. Adversity became your greatest teacher. It taught you who your true friends are, revealing those who stood by, you and those who abandoned you. It showed you your own strength, proving that you could survive what you once thought would break you. It deepened your faith, forcing you to rely on a power greater than yourself. It taught you gratitude, helping you appreciate what truly matters. It gave you wisdom, shaping you into a leader, a warrior, a survivor. Adversity gave you depth, resilience, and perspective that can't be bought or faked. They thought adversity would silence you, but it gave you a voice. It gave you a story that resonates with others, a testimony of survival, a message of hope. Your scars became proof of your strength. Your pain became your power. Your struggle became your inspiration. You became a light for others walking through darkness because you've been there and you made it through. You became a source of strength for those who felt weak, a voice of encouragement for those who wanted to give up. Your journey became a testament that pain is not the end, but the beginning of transformation. They don't understand how you can still have faith after everything you've been through. They don't understand how you can still smile after all the pain you endured. They don't understand how you keep rising after every fall. But that's because they don't understand the power of adversity. They don't realize that the very things meant to destroy you only made you stronger. They don't see the growth, the wisdom, the strength that adversity gave you. They don't see the way you transformed your pain into power, your struggles into strength, your setbacks into success. Adversity gave you a perspective they can't understand. It taught you to see opportunity in every challenge, to find light in the darkest places, to believe in the impossible. It showed you that strength isn't about never falling. It's about rising every time you fall. It taught you to keep moving forward, even when the path is hard, even when the road is long, even when everything is against you. It taught you that pain is temporary, but purpose is eternal. It gave you a purpose bigger than yourself, a mission to inspire, to uplift, to empower. Your adversity became your superpower. It gave you the courage to dream bigger, to fight harder, to rise higher. It gave you the strength to keep standing, even when they thought you were defeated. It gave you the faith to keep believing, even when nothing made sense. It gave you the resilience to keep going, even when everything was against you. It gave you the power to turn your pain into purpose, to transform your trials into triumphs, to use your story to change the world. They thought they beat you, but they didn't understand who they were dealing with. They didn't know that you are chosen, that you carry a purpose too great to be stopped by their doubts, their judgments, or their limitations. They didn't realize that every setback was just a setup for your comeback, that every fall was just preparation for your rise. They thought they buried you, but they didn't know you were a seed, and now you're growing into something more powerful than they ever imagined. You are still standing because you are rooted in truth, grounded in purpose, and fueled by faith. You are still standing because you know who you are, and nothing can shake that foundation. You are still standing because you refuse to be defined by their narratives. You are still standing because you were born to rise. So keep standing tall, keep rising above, and keep proving them wrong. The world needs your light.